Hey guys, it's Bree. I wanted to talk to you really quickly about Alif the Unseen by G. Willow Wilson. If G. Willow Wilson is a name that sounds familiar, it is probably because her Miss Marvel comic book series is really big right now, and frankly fantastic. If you want to start comic books, this is a good place to start. But she's also a novelist, and one of her most recent books is Alif the Unseen. This is a really interesting story. It is about a young computer hacker who lives in an unnamed Middle Eastern country where there's dictatorship and internet and free speech is very heavily controlled by the kingdom and by the government. He is a young man who goes by his computer username Alif, which is the first letter of the Arabic alphabet, and he is trying to kind of fight the power in a sense. He's really rebellious. He's really unhappy at the way that the world is kind of being dictated to the people in his country. He feels like there's no freedom to learn or to know or to even speak. And so he's gone out of his way to help any group that comes to him. He says he doesn't care if it's Islamist, if it's anarchist, if it's feminist, if they're kind of trying to fight that government control of internet censorship, he's all about it, and he's going to help to protect their files and keep them safe. He falls in love with this young, rich woman, and he has kind of thrust his heart out to her. Of course, he is from a lower class socially than she is, and she is engaged to marry someone else. She tells him this and breaks his heart, and he kind of goes on this destructive spree where he makes this computer program, and he doesn't really know how it worked. He kind of was just kind of slapping it together, but it recognizes people's keystrokes and their, typing patterns, and can block them from having access to your computer. It can make it so that they don't know you exist online. Of course, in a country where internet censorship is a huge thing, that becomes a big concern because the internet censor in the country called the Hand finds out about it and hacks into his computer and starts to hunt him down. It takes him on this kind of crazy adventure through his country and into kind of more of a magical djinn world. Alif is kind of an interesting character. He is impulsive and kind of very, in a lot of ways, quintessentially a 20-year-old boy, right? He's rebellious, doesn't always really know why, impulsive, he's emotional, and really kind of quick to being defensive. But he's got this sense of like how to do right. And so he's trying to combine that with this like really pretty sketchy thing he's doing, which is of course internet hacking and going directly against the law. He's very much a creature of the technology age, but he is also kind of thrust into the world of magic and djinn and has to reconcile the two of those. My favorite character in this book is actually not Alif, it's Dina, who is Alif's next door neighbor. She's this really strong-willed young woman who has chosen to become a hijabi. She wears a full niqab, which is the, of course, Muslim dress that covers everything except for your eyes. And she is, I think, really the gem of this story. Wilson makes a point of saying that even though she she is dressed in niqab, she's dressed in full in full garb. She's doing it because she wants to. She's strong-willed and intelligent, and I think Wilson makes a really great point of going against that very typical approach to Muslim women, which is that if you are Muslim and a woman and you are wearing traditional Muslim attire, you were probably, you know, oppressed or something like that. And Wilson kind of flies in the face of that when she's writing Dina, and I thought it was just beautifully done. Dina is the only character who's really down to earth throughout the whole thing. She's, like I said, intelligent, strong-willed, very kind of spunky when she needs to be, but at the same time very religious, and, you know, like I said, religious in a way that shows faith in a respectful way, as opposed to something that should be, I don't know, I don't want to say looked down upon, but something to be suspicious of. The story itself is very fast-paced. It's enjoyable. It does kind of skip around sometimes, and it doesn't always feel like there's a lot of foreshadowing for certain events, but it is fun, and it's enjoyable and entertaining. I did enjoy my experience with this one. I think I would give it probably a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Not my favorite book of the month, but definitely worth the read. So if you're interested in G. Willow Wilson and you have read her Miss Marvel, I would certainly suggest picking this one up. If you have read it, let me know what you think of it down in the comments, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!